And welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are here on location at Total Body Laser Skincare and Bliss Spa and Float.
Yes, and we've had a lovely time here so far, and looking forward to, as promised, actually learning about some of the things they do here.
Yeah, and we are joined now by Stacy Friedrich, who is the owner and the mastermind behind these two businesses. How are you, Stacy?
I'm doing well.
Well, thank you for having us here. I appreciate you having us here.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
And you guys, you know, we've talked a little bit about everything you do, and you've given me a tour of the place. You really do so much here. So can you give us just a real brief summary of everything all the services that you provide under this roof?
Sure. Well, we originally started, we opened back in 2011. We originally started with tattoo removal, hair removal. So there's lots of laser services we do. We now provide esthetician services, including, like facials, body wraps. We have our own skincare line. So part of our facials is doing skincare evaluations and products, providing the right products to our customers. Sure. Also do massage, flotation therapy. We have this infrared, far and near infrared sauna. So lots of different services, everything from moles and warts to skin tags and tattoos. So lots of different things.
Wow. Yeah, really
Such
covering the gamut.
Yeah.
My goodness. I want to dive in, pun intended, of course, a little bit more to flotation therapy and talk a little bit about that. So this is one of those services that is really gaining speed throughout the country because it's got so many benefits to it.
Right.
So share with us what some of those are and why you've gotten into this business.
Yeah, I came across Float several years back, and instantly, I was pretty skeptical myself when I went in and tried it. I was like, well, how would this be different than floating in my bathtub, at home or laying in the bathtub? I quickly found out that it was way different. Floating's a way to, first of all, unplug, let yourself disconnect from, we have so much crazy stuff going on in our lives.
Right.
We're constantly bombarded that just unplugging, sitting there relaxing, clearing your mind. During the float, for instance, we have like meditation music playing. Lights can be on, off, so you can you feel like you're floating in outer space is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the mental part of it, and then along with that, the physical benefits, everything from, we have soldiers that are being treated for PTSD and float pods, getting great results from that. It was just in Time magazine, I think, just last week for some of that. Everything's from muscle aches and pains to back aches to blood flow and skin softening. I mean, there's just lots of benefits you can take away from floating. We have migraine customers that come in and use it for prevention of migraines. We also have the fibromyalgia. Anything really pain-related, people get benefits. It's amazing.
That's incredible. And for viewers who aren't really familiar with this, you're essentially in like a pod, right?
Right.
And you're in basically a body of water that is so much salt that you are then weightless.
Yeah, you're super dense with salt, so you're super buoyant, kind of like the Dead Sea. And there's approximately 1,000 pounds of like a pharmaceutical grade Epsom salt in about 10 or 12 inches of water. So you don't have to try to float. You'll actually find yourself, you get 15 minutes into your float and you find out that you're actually still holding tension in your neck and your arm. You're like, oh, I can just let go.
Right.
So common things that happen, bones pop, things snap back into place, just because over the course of that time, your muscles just let go. I had lots of people come out saying it's better than a massage.
Wow.
So I find that pretty powerful.
That
No
is pretty
kidding.
powerful.
That's incredible. And just giving people an opportunity to stop and relax and change your mental state. I mean, there's just so many different things to talk about on that.
Yeah.
And clearly this is a growing business. Both ends of this, of what you do, are a growing business.
Right.
What are some things that are new and exciting that are you're continuing to see in terms of growth?
Sure. Tattoo removal, we have a PicoSure laser here right now, which is taken tattoo removal. Tattoo removal's been around for about 20-some years, which most people don't realize, laser tattoo removal. The technology's been basically the same for the past 20-some years until PicoSure came along.
Oh, wow.
PicoSure is a huge jump. We basically take a tattoo removal from a 2 to 3 year process down to about a year. So that's a huge advance.
Wow.
It's still not instant, but that's amazing compared to what it is.
What do you think is the reason for the difference? What is the technology that has changed?
The technology, they used to use nanosecond lasers, now they use this is a picosecond laser, so it's 100 times faster.
Wow.
So what you're trying to do when you do tattoo removal is basically break up ink. So if you think about it, turning rocks into sand is a good analogy.
Yeah.
And then once you get it to sand form, then your body absorbs and flushes out
Sure.
the ink naturally.
Wow.
Clears
Okay.
it out.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Interesting.
interesting. So this is really an interesting job that you have as the owner of this facility, and so many different types of clients that you're seeing. What do you think is what do you like best? Is there
You know what I like? What I like best, and two things I fell in love with. I fell in love with the technology when I got into this. That's what kind of drew me to it to begin with. But really, what I like is helping people. Everything from I've had clients cry that have had like females that have hair on their face that like cry because they have almost a beard. You get their hair off, they're like that changed my life.
Yeah.
To kids with acne, you clear up their acne, their self-esteem when they come in, their heads down. When they leave, you take a look at their pictures and you're like, that's a new person.
Right.
So that's really what I love about it, is just being able to help people, change people's lives, really.
Absolutely.
Lots
The
of different
impact
ways.
on your clients is really great.
And you've been doing this for a little while now, and it kind of sounds like in some ways you started out as a skeptic, and then you kind of gradually, as you saw the results and the process and everything, you kind of became a believer. What sets you apart from other businesses that do the same thing?
Yeah, like I said, basically just the one-stop shop. I mean, like I said, you can get a facial, you can go and float, massage, you can start partnering things up. What commonly happens is we'll have a client coming in for one thing, and then they realize we do something else, and they'll do the other. So it's not uncommon to have a person do a skincare treatment and then some kind of relaxation treatment after or before. Yeah, it's not.
Well, I think another thing that sets you apart is just how ahead of the curve you have to stay in terms of, for starters, trends in in the industry, but also technology.
Right.
So your education must be just constantly renewing.
Constantly, and there's new equipment, new techniques, new technology. Every 6 months there's something new. It's kind of like cell phones and computers. It's the same thing, and they're definitely pushing the envelope.
You got to stay ahead, or you're behind. What's the best way for folks who are interested in learning more about some of these things to find out more? What do they do?
They can come to our website. We have lots of good information on our websites, totalbodylasersskincare.com or blissspaandfloat.com. Both of them have lots of good information on them. So.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Well, a lovely space here.
Well, Stacy Friedrich, thank you so much for having us here today, and it was a pleasure talking with you. We've been at Total Body Laser Skincare and Bliss Spa Float, and that's all the time we have for Wisconsin Family. Please join us next time.
Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day.